Hey folks, AJ the CEO here, and it has been quite a while since we've done any type of website stuff. And I used to make websites a lot, but then, things have just gotten busy with all these installs and things like that. But I had another client that we need to move their website back over to something simpler. I was using Bluehost, but then honestly, even though I like Bluehost, it is not the most simplest thing for people to use if they're not, into tech and all this other stuff. So, and honestly, from a simplicity standpoint, I've moved all my websites over to this same service just for simplicity because I just don't have the time to maintain these websites like I used to. So I'm going to just walk you through setting up a basic church website with Squarespace. We're going to go through all of the basics, everything, because we're starting fresh with this church. So let's go ahead and I've logged in. I'm gonna put it under my account right now, but I'm gonna transfer it over to them. But let's go ahead and just walk through the whole process. All right, so we're here on Squarespace. As you can see, all of my websites that are there. First, we're gonna get their domain. Their domain is already expired, so we should be able to just buy it brand new. And that is Lebanon Baptist Church, New Kent. We're gonna stick with what they already have. So let's go ahead and assign that. This is where we talk about finding your digital handle, getting that common name. And honestly, ideally, you will want this name to be the same thing as you are on social media. That's why mine is AJ the CEO. I have AJaytheCEO.com. That mindset is when somebody is looking for your stuff, they don't have to just change it to the church, blah, 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 or church that's the whole concept. So anyway, we got that. And a good deal, it's only $12 for the year. Let's go ahead and move over to that. And the other thing I like with Squarespace, from a simplicity standpoint, it just makes it really easy to transition and let people make their pages do updates, because it's pretty much just drag and drop. So let me put my information in here so that my stuff doesn't go out there to the whole world. And we'll go ahead and get this registered, and we'll have the domain, and then we'll start from the page. Alrighty, so we got our page, our domain done. So now we're gonna start building out our website. All right, we're just waiting for this to finish processing, and boom, there we go. We got our information there, and again, I'm gonna transition this over. We have our lookup, it shows what your name is. Typically they hide that stuff, so all of that I'm gonna move. All right, so let's go over here and let's see. This is where we can make our domain settings. We're gonna set this to auto renew, and I'm gonna have all this moved over to somebody else, so it's not gonna come on my business one. All right, so now that we got our stuff, if we scroll down, boom, they've already made a website based off of what we got. So let's go in here, and we got our name. And we need to do an email verification. Let me check my email real quick and we'll get that done. All right, so we got ourselves verified. There we go. So let's go ahead and click on our website, and then we're gonna come over here to click on our domain. Now let's click on create a website. All right, now, Squarespace has a bunch of pre-made templates that you can use, or you can make one from scratch if you want to, but I'm going to use one that they already have. So let's look under their topics, and let's see. This is going to be for community and nonprofits, and it's giving us some ideas of what could work well for that. And let's see. What are some good ones here? And they're giving popular designs. So I'm going to start with, let's start with the Malone one. All right, so let's go through this process. Let's make it full screen. What's your site's name? Lebanon Baptist Church. Let's spell it right. All right. Continue, and it just talks through some of the stuff, accessing course content, bookable clients, physical, not doing any of these, but we do have that option. Email campaigns, not doing that right now. And insights for invoicing, not doing that either. So we got started. Now we're here. Now let's first make sure how everything is. Let's go to our settings, and boom, as you see, it is linked to the domain, so we're good to go. Now we're just gonna come in here and start designing stuff. So when you first design your page, we're going to come over here to website, and all of these are all demo pages, and they show you the way Squarespace does. These items right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, show up under your menu bar up here. And then these other ones are hidden. They can still be accessed. So this is the home page, and you can tell from that little home icon right there. So every time we want to make changes, you need to go ahead and click on it, and it'll create a new page, because this is all a part of the demo page. So let's start with our home, and we're going to make a new one. So we're going to come here and edit. Oh, and I'm sorry. Let's go ahead to do subscribe. I thought it actually rolled into it. It gives you 14 days, and now it's going to make an actual design plan for your website. So let's go ahead and subscribe to that. And what's our basis? So you have personal, business, commerce, and commerce advanced. And let's look through the options. We got our free domain, so that's going to extend us for another year. So that's great. Security, that's good. Bandwidth, yes. Video hosting, not really that big of a deal, because we're going to be running off of Facebook and YouTube or whatever for our video. So we're just going to embed that stuff. We have blogs, contributors, not that big of a deal, because it's going to be mainly the media and mainly me if I'm doing tech support. So that's fine. Mobile websites, yeah, that's fine. 24-hour customer support, yes. Metrics, yes. Extensions, yes. Don't need emails. Don't need premium integrations right now. So this is kind of like tying into like Open Table if this was a restaurant page and stuff like that. We don't need to do e-commerce, gift cards, and none of this stuff right now. This is what I run. I run actually the commerce business for mine, but we're not going to use that. All we're going to do is do the personal right now, and we can always upgrade that if we need. And let's go ahead and get this done for them, and then we'll come back and actually now finish the design of the website. Alrighty, so we're back here. Our page is done. It's still being hidden right now, which we want it to do. So now let's go through back to our website, and as you see, each one of these has its own little page. But what we're going to do is come here, and we want to modify this. So first, as you can see, this is still demo, because the name says demo. But every time you click on it now, it makes it your actual page. So we're just going to go through here and click on each one of these. So it makes us ours. And we're going to make some changes here, because this is a church website. It's not about dogs. All right. And I do like the fact that this template is already set up, so it makes it really simple for us to do. So again, we already have our mission. We're probably going to change the name from team here. And let's just start going through page, and let's modify this. So this is going to be our mission about the church. We're going to get that information from them, and we just add that in here. But we're going to mainly edit our footer, because we need to get rid of this. And it's just like a Word document. I just click on here. And we're going to put Lebanon Baptist Church everywhere. I want to get rid of Made by Squarespace. We get rid of that. You do that when you have a paid plan. So that is done. And we're going to come back and change the links and everything like that as well, too. But we're good here. We might put a picture in here. So say if we want to add a picture, I can come in here to add. We'll say an image, and we can just drag and drop this where we want this to go. I'm going to let it fill up to something like this. And then when we get some more pictures, we add it there, and we're good to go. Really straightforward. All right. So now that that page is done, we have our mission. Now, if you don't like this in this order, you can just come here and drag this. And as you see, it changes the order. So let's say we want to change this. I'm going to click on the little gear, and we're going to say this is Ministries. And that's the tag for the page. The navigation is going to go at the top. Ministries. We'll change the URL slug that goes here. We'll say this is also Ministries. And you can turn this page on and off if you want to, or you can password protect it. I used to do this for choir, where I have the choir come to a specific page that had all the music and everything like that that they can get to when I was teaching choir. So you do have an option like that. So you can make a members only page if you want to. So we got our ministries here, or this could be ministry staff. So let's come in here and change this, our ministries. And then we'll list all the stuff. If we want to have extra, we can do that as well too. And as you see, since we edited our footer, it carries along to all of our pages. So we'll come in and do this and say we like this layout, and that's a serious smile this dude got. We can make a copy of this, just duplicate it, and then we can just drag it here, and it'll give us the same thing. We come here, duplicate that, drag, come here, duplicate that. See, very, very simple. And I don't know why that page wasn't the same size. This one did the same thing. See, we just highlighted them all. And there we go. So if we have more ministries, we can do it this way. And we'll come back and do this as well. All right. Let's save that page. Let's exit out. And we have services. This might actually be something different. So let's say what I want to do is actually have a header instead. So that's where you have a menu, but then it has multiple items under that. So instead of our mission, let's make a new one, and let's call this a folder. And we'll say about us. Let's call it that. And as you see, there's our about us now shows up. But I want to put our mission under that. So now, when we go here, and why is that off? I got to edit that. Now you see it listed under here. So another page we're now going to make as well too. And I'm actually going to duplicate this. And it copied down here. And I'll say our pastor. So it'll be a dedicated page just for the pastor. So we come in here and we need to make these updates as well. We'll call this pastor. So the name, all that is good. So now when somebody comes back to our home page, and we're definitely going to need to change this. If we come to our About Us, see there's our pastor there. And if we click on it, it goes there. All right. So other things we're going to do is come back. And let me refresh this real quick. I don't know if I was clicking way too fast. Oh, it's still updating. All right, so now that we got this, we're going to change all of this stuff, and I need to get more information to do this. But we're just going to make the shell of it, and it'll be a part 2, so once we start adding this information as well, too. So we got our ministries. Now, what we want to do is also change our donate. So if we come here, and that's what this button is right there. Let's come here to our gear, and as you see, donate. So we can say, change this to give. And we'll save that. And now let's edit our home page. And we're going to now edit our header. So as you can see, we have our elements that goes through here, our title and logo. So if you wanted the image, you could put it there. Now our elements here, as you can see, go through here. This is our button. This is where we're going to change here. We're going to change this to give. We're going to link it to the page we just did, changed it to give. So you could pick the page or type it in. You could turn on the language switch if you wanted to. So if you wanted to do multiple languages, we're not going to do that. If you had a shopping cart, you can turn that on. Or if you have social media links, you can link that there if you want to. I'll probably add that later, but we want to do that. So now we've got our give. We can set our style. So right now it's dynamic. I'm not using a logo. There are a bunch of different ways you could do it. You could put a border around everything if you wanted to. No. But again, that might work. Depends on the picture that we use. All right. So I think that's good enough for right now. And we have our services. So what I'm going to do is change services to, well, no, actually, I might still do this, but I'm going to change that services to a folder instead. All right. So we'll say services, or actually, I'm thinking on the fly. Let me actually change this. Let's get rid of that. And I want to, instead of using the folder, you can make a link. So we'll say a link, and we'll call us Watch Us. And then this will be a link to their Facebook page or wherever they're streaming to. So let me actually get that page, and we'll actually show how that works. And they got some good pictures here, so I actually use this. So we got the Facebook page right there. We'll save that. And now we are going to have a Watch Us. That's right there. Let's move this down to right after Ministries. Or actually, no, I like that actually first. Watch Us. All right. Now, say some of these pages you don't want to use right now. We're just going to go ahead and drag that down into not listed, and that removes it from here. Get involved. We'll take that away from here. And we're going to update this to news. News. And this is our blog. And this is just going to work just like a whoever's doing whatever for the page, managing the page. It's going to be like a Word document. They can add new stuff to it. So we'll save that. There's our news. And then another thing we're going to do, once I get access to the church calendar, what we're going to do is add a new page. And then we'll just say calendar. And we just slide it down there, and there we go. And that's the basics. Now, I'm going to take this page, and let's edit this because I do have access to their Facebook page. So that's going to give me some images here. So let's go to our section, and we're going to edit this. And we want to change our background from the little doggy picture. We're going to add the picture that I just downloaded of the church website. Where did I save it to? Yeah, I saved it to the desktop. Oh, it's right there. And boom, there we go. So a lot of this stuff is where we're going to go and edit these things. So let's come in here and just do some basics here. We'll just do welcome, make it real simple. And let's get some basic information. I'm just going to copy from their Facebook page this basic information. Again, we can come and edit this later. And I don't like how it put this in italics, but we'll just do it like this. We are a unified body of Holy Spirit-filled believers who are serious about serving the Lord. Now, I'm going to drag this out just a little bit because I want that all in one line. All right. Now, the next thing is we have get involved. I want to change this, and I want this to be go to about us. All right. So about us, change that there. And then we're going to come through and change different stuff here. I don't have that many links to their current images and stuff like that. So this is probably going to be blog posts right there. So right here, we can change this to meet our leadership right here if we want to, or any type of about that comes to the page. Now, some other basics that we can do is we're going to change our contact information down here. So say you want to actually go and visit the church. We could do something like that. And we're going to make that another about us right here. And let's make this page. And we're going to make let's do a page layouts. And let's see, they give us some context. Good. So we're going to use this as a contact page. Or an about. No, I want one that actually has address and directions. So there we go. So this one right here that gives that, or I like that, but that's too small. So let's go with that one right there at the bottom right here. So we'll call this contact us. And I might actually call this out to be by itself. So let's add all the church address information in here. I hope you're getting the idea of how simple this actually is. I haven't done any coding, anything like I've normally had to do on a more complicated page. Because again, I want this to be very easy for the ministry who's going to be using this. So I'm going to take out hours. And let's put the church's number here. And their contact email address. Now, there was another option here. If you're a 501(c) compliant, you can actually get email from Google for free. And if they are that, I might actually migrate them to this so that they have their own dedicated email. Actually, they do. I use Zoho with them, but I think that's starting to get a little complicated. So I might move them over. So you never know. But we'll follow up with that. I do have an old video that talks about that. That was like maybe 4 years old. That stuff is still applicable. They've shrunk how many free emails you get. I think it's 5. But if you go with Google, I mean, this still could work. And I might even tie it to that and make a link so they can click here to go to their email since it already exists. But we'll see. All right, let's come here and let's edit our map. Let's put the address in here. Hopewell Road, and it fills it out for us. And let's change the design. I don't want grayscale. I want some color to it. And I want to zoom in way more than this. Baptist Church, give it a title. And I don't know. I wanted satellite, but maybe we need to go ahead and do original. And we'll do some controls so people can zoom in, and we don't need terrain. And boom. So what I'm going to do is actually, why is this doubled over? I don't want to do that. So let's actually copy all this information. I didn't notice that, so my bad on that one. We copy that here. We don't need that, and we're just going to move this whole thing up. Oh, I'm hitting duplicate instead of delete. That's social media links. And I want to actually, let's add that map up here. I don't know why it won't let me put it up here, but I want it up here because we don't need that page to be really big. And let's get rid of that completely. Let's remove this section. So we just have this. So let's design this again. Lebanon Baptist Church, 5300 Hopewell. All right. And we're going to turn controls on, and we're going to set this back to original. Let's see what light looks like. Blue. No. Yeah, we'll go back with original. You know, and we got that part. And, you know, thinking about probably doing, because this is a contact page, that's our contact information. We could put a form here if we wanted to, so that people could send this and it'll automatically go to a page. So we could do something like this. And I like the fact that this is drag and drop. So we can just slide all this information over if we want to get it up and out of the way. And as you can see, we got our form, and I'm going to drag this to take up the full size of this. Slide over just a little bit. So now, if people wanted to, they can contact, send whatever information here. It will go to the email that's linked, which means I need to move my email out of here so that it actually goes to them. And let's change one more thing, and let's change this background here to the same image that we already have in our library. Again, we ain't got to be super duper fancy. Now, inside of here, you see this little circle. You can change this perspective to show where this is going to show. I just slid it down so we can see a little bit more of the church. And we have it full bleed, so it takes the entire width. We could do a smaller page, but I want it to take the entire page. And you can set opacity, stuff like that, so it makes it easier for you to read. And let's capitalize us. And we'll probably do a link as well, too, that you can link to Google so that you can get directions to go here as well, too. But really, really straightforward. Let's shrink this just a little bit because we don't need that to be that big. All right. So we got all this information. Let's save it. Let's exit out here. And if we go back to our home, there we go. So obviously the dog stuff we got to change. We could change the colors and things like that. But this is just really a basics. So if I go here, I need to find their online giving and all this other stuff like that as well, too. So we got a lot more pages to do. We have linked to their watch us now. So if I hit escape on here or click this arrow, it'll let us go full screen. So if we click on the church's name, it's going to take us back to our home page. If we go to our watch us, it takes us over here to the church's website and all this other good fun things like that. And like, for example, this was done 12 hours ago. So let me actually do one more thing. Let's go ahead and save this. And we're going to do a blog post with this page. So let me exit out of here and let's go backwards here. And if you're logged in, if you hit escape, you can go back to the management page or it will prompt you to do the login. So now that we're here, let's go back to our webpage and we're going to go to our blog or church news. And we need to get rid of all of these. I'm going to delete these. And this just gives an idea, and we do need to edit this. Let's change this to church news. All right. So let's actually make this one hidden. Yeah, status, we'll change that to draft. So it at least gives us an idea of how to mimic some stuff. So let's come in here. Let's make a new entry here. And I'm trying to copy exactly what that post was all about. Friends and Families Day. So we'll just call this Friends and, Family and Friends Day celebration. Let's give that a nice little header right there. Let's centralize that. And I'm going to I mean, you can just add an image if you want to. You can add different sections in here. It all depends on how you want to do this. So let's come in here. There's our text. Oh, that was actually text. I didn't realize that was the title. The title was right above that. Fiends. We don't want fiends. So this is where we're going to take all that text. Let me type this up real quick, and we're just going to add the information here. All right, so we got this done. Now, when we save this, I'm actually not going to finish the whole thing because there's a few things we can do. We can actually add our own little image here. So I am going to just check out pexels.com, and we're just going to do family and friends image, just something generic. And that's a nice picture there. I'll go ahead and download that, and that's free to use. Now that we got that, that is now going to be our image here. Let's go ahead and get that image that I just downloaded. All right. Now, we could do an image editor, and you might want to have this be in a certain format and all this other stuff, but for right now, that's fine. So now that we got that, let's go ahead and go to our settings, status, and we're going to go ahead and publish this. And I'll publish it today. So now it's all done. And if we come out of here and let's go back to our home page, if we go to church news here at the top, there we go. Really straightforward. All right. So again, this is very, I go through all of this stuff on purpose. And hopefully that makes sense. And I'll be quite honest, I have not had a chance to do websites in a long time just because they do take a lot of stuff. So if you are a person at a church that wants a church website, realize it's just not me just putting it up here. This is something that it's like a storefront, and you constantly need to put information. We didn't do a church calendar yet, anything like that. And that kind of makes it easy as well too. I've done this before where you get like a Google email or something like that, a calendar, and you can embed that on the website. So now, just like I do calendar for my appointments, you add stuff there, it just shows up. It makes it real simple. But let me know what other stuff that you want. A link is down below. I am not affiliated with Squarespace in any way, shape, or form. I've used them over the years, went to WordPress. Now I'm back to them. That's what I do. AJ the CEO, AJhomes.com. Formation Sports, my company website, all of those are powered by Squarespace just because I just don't have the time and I don't have a dedicated webmaster to manage that stuff. But this works great. And as you see, I have done no code. I am copying and pasting. It's like a Word document. But link is down below if you're interested in getting one. And honestly, let me know, because this is just for helping out ministries. Down below, let me know, what are you using to run your website? Are you using Squarespace? Are you using Wix? Are you using WordPress? Is it something else that you're using? Share it down below, because we're trying to help out each community. That there's a ton of churches that don't have websites or older ones that need to be updated. And hopefully this helps you out and showing you everything that you can go to get this website done. So if you like this type of content, appreciate a like, consider subscribing, hit that bell. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. Thanks for watching, folks. This is AJ. Catch you on the next video. Later.